Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Today is our last training inside our leadership group for women managers, directors, VPs, women who want to crush imposter syndrome, feel more confident, and have skills to be the amazing leaders that they know they are deep down inside, but there's something holding us back. Today's all about emotional intelligence. I'm so thrilled to bring this whole topic to you in a very simple and digestible way. I'm calling it the 4 steps to emotionally intelligent leadership. It's not super challenging to grasp, and I'm going to give you some easy tactics that you can use to implement immediately to increase your own emotional intelligence. So let's start just by setting the stage. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is simple. Its definition is our ability to manage ourselves and our own distressing emotions and our own self concept and our own thoughts, our own reactions, so that we can manage capably others. That's all it is. Emotional intelligence has 2 halves that make a whole. It's personal competence. It's our ability to know ourselves, to manage ourselves, to be self aware, to be capable of handling who we are on a moment to moment basis, managing our emotions, managing our behavior, understanding where we come from and why, all of that. Personal competence. And then social competence. This comes after this. Step 1 is being crystal clear and knowing who we are, what our internal operating system is, how we're wired, what's easy for us, what's hard, what triggers us, what doesn't, what is our natural way, our easiest path for getting results, what's our zone of brilliance, and where do we get kind of stuck and caught up? Where are we holding ourselves back? All of that is in this category, this side of the ledger of personal competence. And it is a leadership skill. If you're in this group or if you've been tracking and you think, it sounds good, but I don't know that I am a leader. I don't know that I want to be a leader. I don't know what being a leader means. I think we can sort of debunk that whole idea that leadership is seriously taking control of yourself. It's being a leader of your life, leading yourself first. We all are leaders. So we start with this concept of personal competence, self awareness, self management. And then the building block on top of that is becoming more aware socially of how other people are wired, about how to motivate other people, how to delegate to other people, how to give feedback to people or resolve conflict with people or deal with their drama or deal with people that bring their stuff up forward, like passive aggressive behavior or dominant behavior or really confronting behavior. All of that can be managed once we know and like ourselves and we understand how people work. We can then see how other people work once we understand our own operating system. Does that resonate for you? And when you understand that, when your social skills are raised to be able to be perceptive and empathetic of people around you, then you can layer on the leadership skills of knowing how to then motivate a team, drive towards results, collaborate, develop people, mentor others, have coaching conversations, be inspiring, have vision, and develop your legacy. So I really see emotional intelligence as a simple 4 step process that's like a continuum of skills, starting with you managing yourself well, which means knowing who you are and what you want and being clear on your values and clear on how you get results, clear on your operating system, clear about who you are and how you do and be in the world and liking it. And then along the continuum becomes being clear about other people and their operating systems and being able to navigate and manage those social relationships. It's not cheap and easy. It's not super sticky and hard and tangled to understand how to become an emotionally intelligent leader, but I don't want to call it a soft skill because I think that diminishes its incredible impact on your effectiveness. Emotional intelligence matters. There are research studies that show that 90% of any company's top performers in any organization have the highest EQ. It's a direct correlation to high performance, having high emotional intelligence. And research also shows that highly emotionally intelligent individuals make $30,000 a year or more compared to their lower emotionally intelligent counterparts. So, this is a skill that you really want to gain, not just because it sounds good and that we want to be emotionally intelligent, but it also is a byproduct of or a factor in our leveling up in our career. And underneath it all, it gives us confidence. It gives us that serenity. It gives us that self-assuredness, that comfort in our own skin when we have this elevated capability of understanding ourselves and others. It's gold. Now, if it feels overwhelming, I want to reassure you, emotionally intelligence is total it's totally malleable. It's a skill that is very adjustable. It has a wide capacity for improvement in all of us. There is this concept of intelligences like IQ, like our intellectual intelligence or our athletic intelligence or our musical intelligence or our artistic intelligence, these various ways that we can have gifts that are sort of set at birth, that there's sort of a set point to our genius or a set point to our ability to stick a landing like Simone Biles or win the Grand Slam tournaments like Serena Williams or be pitch perfect like Adele or be able to draw or paint like Georgia O'Keeffe. That these types of brilliance that we see have, of course, all of those individuals have disciplined training backing up their natural capability, but they were likely born with a certain high set point for capability in their realm of genius, in their realm of pure brilliance. Emotional intelligence is different. It's not something that you either have or don't have at birth. It's something that you can improve. So let's dive in, shall we? I'm going to teach you how to improve yours today. If there are four things, if there are two halves, right? The personal competence and the social competence. Today we're just going to focus on the personal competence, what's completely in your own control. It is starting with clarity. It is starting with knowing you. Knowing what you want, knowing what makes you tick, knowing what you're good at, knowing what you like and love, knowing what your skills, what naturally comes to you, what is your naturally skill set, creativity, capability, characteristics, knowing all of these things that are unique to you. I think this sounds both very elementary, but also elusive. I know so many women of a certain age and a certain point in their lives, after they have been spinning so many plates for so long, raising children, taking care of elderly parents, being in relationships, managing their career, managing life. I like to say getting their oil changed, their teeth checked up, all of our dentist and doctor appointments, all of our people's appointments, all of our mortgages and bills paid, all of our vehicles and, various chores done, we sometimes lose this innate sense of who we are. We become so task driven that we're not soul driven. Because who has time for that, right? Like we got to get on with it. We're busy. We're accomplishing things. We're multitasking. We're leveling all of these things up in our lives. We're keeping all of the plates spinning. But the real damage is that there's this sort of veering off from knowing deep down inside, who are we and what do we want? How are we? How do we do things? How are we unique? How is that brilliant? How is that worth celebrating? When you're really busy task accomplishment, you tend to parse off that part of yourself and lose the deep self-awareness of who you are and what makes you tick. So I love to start with clarity, like what's going on for you? How are you? What do you want? What are you experiencing in this moment? This isn't all woo-woo. It literally is sort of like a check-in. Like I teach all of my clients how to do a really quick check-in. What am I feeling right now? How do I know it? And what do I want to feel? Because sometimes we're just running on autopilot, right? If you can tune into you with those three questions, what am I feeling right now? How do I know it? And how do I want to feel? You are putting a penny in the bank of your own emotional intelligence. You are becoming more self-aware, more self-determined, more self-guided, more clear. So what does that look like? It can literally be, oh my gosh, I'm in a frenzy. I'm sitting in my car about to put the keys in the ignition. What am I feeling right now? I am feeling late. I am feeling harried. I am feeling hungry. I am feeling underslept. I am feeling nervous. I'm feeling sort of keyed up and hopped up because I've been racing around and I haven't had anything to eat or put in my body except for coffee. So right now I'm feeling really zzz. I'm feeling wound up. I'm feeling some sense of like hurry and scurry and frenetic energy. How do I know it? Well, I'm having racing thoughts. That's one way I know it. I'm sweating. That's one way I know it. My heart is racing. That's one way I know it. I'm totally disconnected from actually making a plan and working my plan. That's how I know it. I was going to make breakfast and I didn't. Do you see how this works? How you break it down very simply in a real way? Not, broad concepts, but literally, what am I experiencing right now? How do I know it? And then, how do I want to feel? Okay, I want to get a grip. I want to breathe. I want to feed myself. I want to not be late. I want to not be so down on myself. I don't want to be kicking myself because I'm always running late and all these negative stories I tell myself. I want to feel more encouraged. I want more self-love. I want to stop being so down on everything and so negative and have that inner critic be down on me. Great. This is the awareness that we're talking about. This is step one of your emotional intelligence. Awareness is key. What are you experiencing? And what do you want to be experiencing? Just identifying that is creating in you the type of person that emanates a sense that she's operating on a different level. Even if you think you're going hair on fire, we look to women who have that sort of inner composure deep down inside, that governance that's driving them with admiration because we see that her waters are running deep and she's tapped in. And that's what we want for ourselves. So, how does that suit you as a tactic of just tuning in as step one for emotional intelligence to gain self awareness? It might feel very elusive when I start talking about what do you want? Like that's actually a hard question for many of us to answer. I don't know what I want. I knew what I wanted when I was younger. I knew what I dreamt about, but now I'm sort of embedded in my life and making compromises and dealing with the realities and the circumstances that are present that I'm not sure I actually have a grasp on what I deeply want. And that's okay. Sometimes that's where coaching comes in, is to be able to understand some of the layers underneath so that you come into greater vision, greater clarity, greater awareness of who you are, what your values are, what makes you tick. And getting inside of that is momentum building. But sometimes it takes a little assistance to find that channel. That's okay. So if you're on this path of the 4 steps of developing emotional intelligence, And the first thing is becoming more self-aware. The second is becoming more self-managed. It's now knowing what to do with yourself if you feel like a hot mess in a hurry. It's now knowing how to walk yourself down from the ledge if you're really hopped up on nervous energy or anxiety. Managing yourself is gaining tactical tools like breathing, like some other things that I can teach you in a longer conversation about how you can become more self-managed when you're triggered, when you're activated, when you're nervous, when you're defensive, when you feel vulnerable, when you feel embarrassed, when you feel humiliated, when you feel angry, when you feel resentful, when you feel sad. We learn how to manage that. This is actual leadership training. It starts with ourselves, right? And then once you have that half, ladies, the rest is actually easy. I talk about it like halves, like personal competence is half and social competence is the other half, but literally the personal competence is probably 89% of it. The rest becomes easy. The rest, the way you stand in the world, the way that you interact with others, the way that you use your voice, the way that you trust yourself, the way that you trust yourself in your social relationships, the way that you use your social capital in positive ways to collaborate or to problem solve or to conflict resolve or to delegate becomes very easy once you're clear on all of the personal part of your social awareness, your personal part of your emotional intelligence. And that is what it is all about. It is not complicated, it is simple, but it might take a little bit of time. It's not energy like giving, it doesn't take a lot of effort to come into clarity. It takes only awareness and intention and desire and curiosity. It literally can be listening to something in the morning that sets you on a certain path for the day of being more productive and effective and efficient inside of yourself. This isn't like writing a thesis paper or rebranding yourself or becoming something so different that no one would recognize you. It's you, just without all of the layers that are on top of you that are making things less effective and more of a struggle. It's like releasing some things to become more effective and more you. Emotional intelligence and gaining on that skill is liberating, it's invigorating, it's momentum building, it's encouraging, and there is a delight in it. It's lovely to gain on knowing and managing your own triggers. It's not hard or scary or deep or weird. It's actually enchanting. And that's the journey that I'm all about. That's the journey that I'm on and that I'm taking you on. This is the last training in our series. This group will be closed tomorrow. But there is still time to join the fabulous ladies that are joining me in my Confident Leadership Workshop. You go to joeleader.com/apply and you get on my calendar and I get to hear from you directly. What's going on for you? How does confidence manifest in your life? Like, where are the challenges? Where is your imposter syndrome? Where do you struggle with self-doubt? Where are you working through your own layers of wanting to be more emotionally capable and self-aware? You get on my calendar, I hear your story, we decide if we're going to join the group together, and then we get started. You probably have heard it before. We start with a leadership assessment that's a deep dive in understanding your own operating system, what makes you tick, and that becomes our map for our work together throughout the course. There's nothing like it, and it's so valuable for you to invest in this way in yourself. I want to leave you with a quote from Daniel Goleman, who is the father of emotional intelligence. He's the one that sort of discovered the concept and has articulated so many of these characteristics. He says, and he is known for saying, that research shows that for jobs of all kinds, emotional intelligence is twice as important an ingredient of outstanding performance as cognitive ability and technical skill combined. That means that it's twice as important as your smarts and your skills put together. Emotional intelligence is 2 times as more effective in your outstanding performance. And it's so within your own power. So that's what I've got for you today, ladies. I look forward to hearing from you soon. This is it. Go well.